On January 11th, 1993, Susan Morse was attending evening classes for her spring semester in college. She was abducted from her car, brutally beaten, sexually assaulted, and later murdered. Her killer, Eric Branch, then stole her car and fled out of state, where he was eventually caught by out-of-state police. Susan's remains were found in a shallow grave in close proximity to the UWF Nature Trail. In 2011, William Billy Shores went missing after heading out to the UWF Nature Trail for a quick run. Canine units unsuccessfully searched for him after he was initially reported missing. A year later, remains were found and proved to be Billy Shores. These remains were discovered 25 feet from the boardwalk in heavily covered, thick underbrush, and it's difficult to say whether his death was a suicide, accident, or even murder. Some say his spirit still remains on the trails along with Susan, and we've decided to investigate these rumors further. The Supernaturals heard about spiritual activity at the UWF Edward Ball Nature Trail in the Whitmire Cemetery, and we decided to investigate these locations to see if this is true. The Edward Ball Nature Trail on UWF campus is a place where many people go to have a nice stroll through nature. What some people don't know is that the nature trail is supposedly haunted. The nature trail is supposed to be haunted by Susan Morse, who was murdered there, and Billy Shores, whose remains were found on the trail. We, the Supernaturals, are going to investigate to see if this is true.
Are Susan or Billy here? We know you guys might be tired, but can you say yes or no? Oh, shit. We know you guys might be tired, but can you say yes or no? We know you guys might be tired, but can you say yes or no? Oh, shit. Can we do anything to help you? Are we in any danger right now?
No.
Oh, that's just a radio station. Do you still have the recorder?
Should we be scared?
I think she said no.
Yeah, thank you for comforting us.
Even though the UWF Nature Trail is a tranquil place during the day, it is not a place where people want to be at night. From what evidence we gathered while investigating the nature trail, we can say that there is definitely spiritual activity out there haunting the woods, but we are not sure that it is Susan or Billy.
What are y'all's experiences on the nature trail?
It was creepy. I was in the front all the time, so I took the bullet.
Took one for the team.
Yeah. I never thought we would actually get something, but we did, which is surprising and good, I guess, at the same time. It's probably the last time I'll ever do something like this. It was fun, but tiring as well. So,
We're creeped out by the surroundings and the actual voice speak through the box, to be honest.
Yeah, worst cameraman.
The surrounding is just like crazy. I couldn't do it.
No, the voice.
Banana spiders don't help it either.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think any of us like spiders, so.
I was just surprised that we got into it. I didn't think that anything, especially on the nature trail. I thought we'd get most of the something,
Yeah.
but we got nothing.
We got one thing, but
Yeah. Grrr.
yeah.
Get out.
Grr and get out.
I said, I'm out.
But pretty much we only got one thing from here too.
Yeah, you got the no. That was like a clear no.
Mhm.
That was a lot clearer than the get out part.
Ooh, Lord. It was
in my opinion,
scary.
the clearest one out of the 4 or 5 groups. Was all
Okay, I'm done with this one.
With Whitmire Cemetery being tied to segregation as well as discriminating against gays by burying them under a tree, it is no surprise that there is spiritual activity there. While the group did not experience much while out there, we did receive some hostility, or at least a warning from a spirit to get out, so we can see that there is definitely spiritual activity out there. In 1870, Whitmire Cemetery was built with a fence going down the middle of it, segregating it, and it has stayed this way ever since. The cemetery is home to the graves of many important people of Pensacola, including Edmund Whitmire, Gideon Murphy, Edmund Creighton, Henry White Jones, their wives, and descendants. Supposedly, many people have had ghostly interactions at Whitmire Cemetery, and we are going to investigate to see if this is true. There is a man known as the Ghoul of Whitmire Cemetery. He is called that because over the course of about 10 years, starting with Betty Kingston in 1957, he desecrated 4 different women's graves in Whitmire Cemetery. He was never caught. The Ghoul of Whitmire Cemetery would pry open the 1,000-pound concrete lid on top of the grave of his victim with a long metal pipe while using an adjacent grave and some bricks as a fulcrum and defile the woman's grave in the cover of night.
I'm Angela with Escarosa Paranormal Research. It's a group of 2.
Okay. Where does paranormal do your investigations? Like what areas?
Well, we generally stick to Escambia County, but we have done a few in Santa Rosa County. We've even gone all the way up to Tennessee, but that was for a certain, that was just a wonderful, that was a once-in-a-lifetime situation to investigate a huge site. We have investigated Whitmire. We've investigated Pensacola Lighthouse, back whenever they were allowing investigations there. We did that one for 2 years. It was amazing. I've done in Whitmire Cemetery twice.
Okay.
Private homes as well.
Have you heard of or been to any special locations at Whitmire within the cemetery?
Went to Babyland over in the cemetery. It's not incredibly active there. I don't have a lot going on from Whitmire Cemetery, but there was also a pretty sizable group whenever I went. There was a tree there that a soldier who was gay supposedly was buried underneath that tree. And it was frowned upon that he was gay, so he was, in the time, he was frowned upon because it was 50 years ago. So he actually did make a connection while we were there. That's about all that I have from Whitmire Cemetery.
What made you want to investigate Whitmire Cemetery?
Oh, reports, just like everybody else. Reports of it being active. Not necessarily haunted, because, I mean, let's face it, it's a cemetery. People are buried there. And then there's the whole fact that spirits are literally everywhere. They're not bound. Well, not all of them are bound.
What instruments did y'all use while investigating?
Well, we have the K2 meter. We we actually have a voice box. I'm not a fan of it myself, because I find the radio frequencies unstable, and it kind of creeps me out with all that white noise crap. We have these little things that produce energy to make it that the spirits can draw from, to make it easier on them to communicate and reach through. That's about all you really need for a cemetery. Because if you do anything video, you got too many things flying around, and they all look like orbs, according to video.
What did y'all experience while y'all were out there?
Well, like what?
What type of responses?
Going through the evidence, we found a few high, some breathing. The guy that was gay, he actually said, what was it? I don't recall what he said, but I know that we got something from that. And that's not helpful. What else?
How did your group feel about the whole investigation? Did it freak anybody out?
No.
Nothing?
Whenever you go on several investigations, you kind of lose that initial freak out.
Right.
My biggest freak out was actually at the Pensacola Lighthouse. After that, I was broken. Cemeteries don't freak me out.
Right.
So it was just like another walk through nature, avoiding stepping on people in a graveyard, because that's rude.
Right. Well, thank you for coming to see me.
You're welcome.
Have a nice day.
Hi, I'm Lucas Pickermetzen out here with the group Supernaturals at the Whitmire Cemetery, and we're gonna go try to find some ghosts. So, let's go.
Bitch. Bitch. Bitch, I'm going. Bitch, I'm going.
He spoke again. Wait, hold on.
He said get out. I'm gone. Can you say that again?
Why do you want us to get out?
Can you say that again? I'm sorry? Are you touching me? Yeah. Okay.
The Supernaturals, after investigating the Edward Ball Nature Trail and the Whitmire Cemetery, were a bit surprised by what happened during each investigation, as some of us did not expect any responses, but we did get responses, and it spooked some of us. These responses proved, at least to us, that there is spiritual activity at the Edward Ball UWF Nature Trail and the Whitmire Cemetery.
experiences at the Whitmire Cemetery.
Say it again.
Okay, what are y'all's experience at the Whitmore Cemetery?
It was a whole lot scarier than the nature trail personally because I'm almost 100% positive that the demon told us to get out, and I was not there for it.
We were told not to go to that. Yeah, you can tell that in the video when you said, "Bitch, I'm out."
I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all.
I didn't like the segregated part.
Yeah.
I don't think many people do. We were locked inside of a gate, so everybody else was outside of the gate.
Yeah.
I thought that the cemetery was supposed to be scarier, I guess.
It
Because
definitely
It was just cold.
because it's a cemetery. I mean, we were supposed to get more action, and we were supposed to go to that demon corner thing, but
We
didn't.
we weren't supposed to go to the demon corner, but we went there, and that's where we got
I
our.
never actually reached the demon.
Yeah, I wanted to do
We
something
didn't?
scary.
No, because it was right. It was supposed to be right there by somebody named Elvis or something like that.
Not Elvis
we-
Presley.
Not Elvis Presley, no. But we were supposed to. We didn't never found that grave with his name on it, and that was where the demon corner was at. We didn't even.
Yeah, because y'all didn't go further after he said, "Get out."
Scary. He told us to get
We
out.
stopped when we seen that statue.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started heading towards
Scary.
it even further, and then y'all decided to head away once the camera started dying. Feeling, I don't know,
Bad feeling. Yeah.
I was mostly worried. I didn't want to step on any dead people.
Yeah, I stepped on a grave.
I almost fell on a grave, so.
I don't care. You won't. Nothing's gonna happen.
I don't like the disrespect, so I don't want them to get pissed at me.
But it's all good.